On November 6th, U.S. President Donald Trump met at the White House with the presidents of the 5 Central Asian countries, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Trump called Central Asia an extremely rich region and stated that the U.S. wants to further strengthen its cooperation with these 5 nations. One of the most important issues on our agenda is strategic minerals, Trump said. In recent weeks, my administration has strengthened America's economic security by striking deals with allies and friends around the world. This has allowed us to expand our strategic mineral supply chains, Trump said. The meeting took place against the backdrop of growing competition for Central Asia's rich natural resources, uranium, copper, gold, and rare earth elements. As Western countries seek new supply routes to reduce dependence on Moscow and Beijing, the U.S. is also looking for new partners to secure its own supply of strategic minerals. On the eve of the meeting, President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev announced that Kazakhstan would join the Abraham Accords, which normalized relations between Israel and Muslim countries. Uzbekistan proposed to Trump the establishment of a permanent secretariat in Central Asia. Representatives of the U.S. and C5 countries are expected to sign agreements on cooperation in the field of strategic minerals. Notably, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan together account for more than half of the world's uranium production. This is a vital source for U.S. atomic energy, as nuclear power provides a significant portion of U.S. electricity. Under the Trump administration, the U.S. is implementing a multi-pronged strategy to protect strategic minerals and reduce dependence on China.
Israeli air forces bombed several towns in southern Lebanon on November 6th. The military justifies this operation under the pretext of preventing Hezbollah from rearming. Israeli fighter jets struck 3 towns. Warnings for civilian evacuation were sent 1 hour before these attacks. Israel is carrying out these strikes despite a truce agreement signed with Hezbollah a year ago. According to the terms of the agreement, Hezbollah was supposed to disarm, the parties were to cease fire on each other, and Israel was to withdraw from Lebanese territory. Despite this, Israel still occupies 5 positions in Lebanese territory. According to The Guardian, a few hours before the attacks, Hezbollah sent an open letter to the Lebanese leadership stating its commitment to the truce, but asserting its right to legitimate resistance against Israeli occupation. The group has fired at Israel only once since the truce was signed in December 2024. The Lebanese government has undertaken the obligation to disarm Hezbollah and ensure that the state holds a monopoly on armed forces in the country. Officials state that 85% of the weapons depots in southern Lebanon have already been destroyed, and there is a plan to fully demilitarize the region by the end of the year. Israel has called on Lebanon to accelerate this process, but Beirut indicates that such a step could escalate internal civil conflicts.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk on Thursday won shareholder approval for the largest corporate pay package in history, as investors backed his vision of transforming the electric vehicle maker into an artificial intelligence and robotics giant. Musk, the world's richest person, could receive shares worth up to $1 trillion over the next 10 years. Factoring in taxes and other payments, this amount drops to $878 billion. The proposal was approved with over 75% of the vote. This vote was a crucial factor in determining Tesla's future and valuation. The board had warned that Musk might leave if he did not receive this pay package. Some investors criticized the payment as excessively expensive and unnecessary, but many saw it as a means to retain Musk. "We are not just trying to open a new chapter in Tesla's history, but a whole new book," Musk said to applause from shareholders. He made a series of promises on stage. Production of the 2-seater steering wheel-free Cybercab robotaxis will begin in April 2026, along with the new generation Roadster electric sports car, increased sales of robots, the construction of a giant chip factory, and more. To receive the reward, he must increase Tesla's stock value from its current $1.5 trillion to $2 trillion, and then up to $8.5 trillion.
The United Nations Security Council has removed Syria's transitional president, Ahmad al-Shara, and the country's interior minister, Anas Hattab, from the international sanctions list related to ISIL, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda. 14 Security Council members, including Russia, voted in favor of the resolution proposed by the United States, while China abstained. The text of the document emphasizes full respect for the sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity, and national unity of the Syrian Arab Republic. Representatives from Britain, Russia, France, and Pakistan called this decision an important step towards Syria's economic recovery. Syria assessed it as a sign of growing confidence in the new leadership and an opportunity for reintegration into the international community. On November 10th, the Syrian president plans to make his first visit to Washington. In a meeting with Donald Trump, al-Shara will sign an agreement to join the US-led coalition against ISIL.
The Cyprus-registered international oil trading company Gunvar has withdrawn its offer to buy the foreign assets of Russia's largest private oil and gas company, Lukoil. This decision was announced 1 hour after the United States Department of the Treasury issued a statement about Gunvar's connection to Russia, stating it would not grant the company a license to conduct business until the war in Ukraine ends. President Trump has openly stated that the war must stop immediately. As long as Russia continues the killings, the Kremlin puppet Gunvar will never receive a license to operate and profit, the U.S. Treasury statement said. Company representatives, however, called the U.S. Treasury statement complete disinformation and lies. According to them, Gunvar has been actively distancing itself from Russia for more than 10 years and has stopped trading in accordance with sanctions. Under U.S. and British sanctions, Lukoil representatives had provided information on October 30 about a deal to sell its foreign business to Gunvar, but the potential deal was expected to be assessed as an attempt to circumvent the restrictions imposed on the Russian company.